Hi there, I'm Sam,
Hello, I'm Matthew,
and
and
we
we are
are.
brothers in steam.
Yeah, let's get going with this. Today, in today's video, we are doing a Q and A.
To introduce the channel.
Well, no, not an intro. It's just a Q and A about ourselves.
Oh, yeah, well, whatever, anyway.
Just shut up. Um, Matthew, would you like to kick us off with the first Q and A question?
Okay, so the first question reads, when did your interest in trains and railways begin?
Well, I had a long think about this one. It was quite hard to try and memorise that, so I had to get a few families to tell me. Families? There's only one family.
Yeah, I think you'd got
Um,
some families off the street. Come here and tell me.
Yeah, they said roughly about the age of 3, and I thought that's probably a good age to start. Probably a reasonable age, but we don't remember anything from that age, apart from probably being falling over, looking at a steam engine, chuff chuff. But
Is this when and how, or just when?
just when,
Okay.
whenever.
I
What
was... I,
about you, my good friend?
I was probably... Oh, I think was I still in... Yeah, I was still in my first house. Because I always was interested in Thomas the Tank Engine, but I was
Who-
never as interested in it more than I was, Postman Pat and Fireman Sam. But then one day I just went to the mid-Hants and came back, and then from that moment on, I had my wooden track, and it just expanded. I built a massive train set, and ever since then, I've just been into trains, and I've no idea why that particular day kicked it off, because I'd been to several Thomas events beforehand. But I guess I'd been into Thomas all my life, but that major kick-off point, I think, was when I was around 6 or 7 or 8. Although obviously I grew out of Thomas the Tank Engine
Yeah.
afterwards, and eventually. But I had to stick with the wooden track, which was quite annoying, until I got my first electric train set in 2010. Well, and my only one. No, I did
Yeah.
have two, never mind.
Okay. Well, next question. Do you remember what was your first heritage line you actually travelled on? But I think you've just explained that quite clearly in that one. Just to clarify,
Would the Festiniog Railway count?
yes, that is a heritage
Then
preservation
that was the
line.
first one I went on.
Oh,
Went on holiday to Port Merion, drove down to Festiniog, went on it. What about you?
well, I was. Well, I thought it was always Bluebell, but it wasn't. It was the Kent and East Sussex Railway.
I see.
And what?
I said I see, sorry.
Oh. Yeah, I got told by my nan and my mum that it was the Kent and East Sussex Railway, and I went with my nan and my granddad. And they said the funny bit about it was, but when the train blew his whistle, every kid screamed, and I just laughed. Oh, that was the memory I have. That's what they told me, but I just want to see that now. So it's only if someone recorded it. Let's get on with the next question. We'll get nowhere in life now.
What does it say? Do you have a favourite heritage line?
Bluebell by miles,
Well, yeah, it's because you work there.
pretty much. I work there. It's not a volunteering work.
Fair enough.
Yes, it's because I go there quite often. It's a lovely line. There's a wide range of collection of rare locomotives they have there.
Yeah,
The
and
biggest
quite a
ever-
collection of locomotives full stop, to be honest. There's quite
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah,
I haven't actually been, so I don't know how. Well, you told me, but
yeah. Probably the most famous, one of the most famous Thomas characters, except from Thomas there,
yeah.
Mr. Stepney.
Yeah.
Good old Stepney. So, what was yours? What's yours?
Well, I've only ever been to the Festiniog, but I was too young to remember that. Mid-Hants, North Yorkshire Moors, and Didcot, if it counts. And I would have to say, and the South Devon, and also the one that is part of the round robin, but I've absolutely no idea what it's called or where it is.
Paynton and Dartmouth.
That's what it is called.
Yeah.
However, I've visited all those except Didcot and Mid-Hants once. I'd say Didcot really because I just like it there, and it's specifically Great Western.
Yeah.
However, I did like the other ones as well. I just haven't been to them all in quite a while, so I don't really remember.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of an unfair comment to say, really, but
Yeah.
Next is, what is your favourite locomotive of all time?
Well, this one has been a favourite locomotive ever since it came into service in 2006. It is the Southern Railways U class, also known as the U boat, number 1638, which is preserved on the Bluebell Railway. But sadly, recently in July last year, she went out of service due to the tyre wear, meaning it was too worn, and the tendency it could jump the tracks.
Oh,
A few broken stays, and it was quite upsetting because it still had a lot of life in it if they repaired it, and the boiler ticket would have lasted until about November. I can't remember exactly. I am not good with boiler ticket stuff. I only know what year they go out of service, but it was quite sad to see her go in a lovely engine, a lovely livery.
it's coming back then, right? They'll restore it. Or are they?
Well, at the moment they got Stowe, the Maunsell Society who own it. They've got Stowe at the moment under restoration.
Ah,
And then the next locomotive to go in is the other U class, 1618, and it's at the bottom of the list, really, 1638, because all the other Maunsell locomotives, like the Q, the S15, they're in service. They're going well. They're going strong and well. Lovely engines they are. Well, what about yours?
oh, it would be. I want to say the 57XX, but I know it isn't because I recently found out that it isn't.
It's the 8750, isn't it?
Yeah, 3738 at Didcot Railway. It's a pannier. I just really like the pannier because the thing about a pannier tank is that it's, in general, is that it looks like nothing else because you've got all these saddle tanks and you've got all these side tanks, but with the pannier, it's quite a restricted design. You can only change it really with the height of the water tanks, and I just think it looks really cute and nice.
Cute. Aww. Isn't that the one that's in Great Western Railways black?
Yeah, I actually like it in black. Black and green. I'm not too fussed about the livery, but that's the only one that the only one out of the two panniers they have at Didcot. That's the one that isn't in service, and that's really annoying.
Oh yeah, because they broke it. So, what is your favourite overall class of locomotive?
Well, surely that would be the same as the favourite loco you have.
Well, not for me.
Oh, okay. Well, like I say, mine's a pannier, but what about you?
Everyone will have a go at me at this, but it's a lovely engine, I think. It's at the National Rail Museum. It's a Southern Railways Q1.
Oh, no.
Also known as the Ugly Duckling. Everyone says it's the ugliest engine ever built.
It is,
It's an amazing class. Oliver Bullied had a short time in designing a simple, powerful...
Ugly.
Not ugly. Simple, powerful, and elegant locomotive to use in the war.
What, a load of black cardboard boxes shoved together really untidily with wheels that look like they've got, like, a man just got a hammer and started smashing it.
Well, it looks like a pannier tank then, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't.
It's got the boiler.
It's
got the boiler and got two, like, massive sideburns, pretty much.
No, it's got like 1,000... It looks like it's made of 1,000 cardboard boxes painted black. It's horrible.
Mate. It's amazing. Shush.
I shall leave you with your opinion, but I shan't say I agree with it.
Do you have a class of locomotive that you dislike?
Viewers will probably be able to tell from the response of Sam's favourite to the last question what my class of locomotive I dislike. I also don't like... what was the one you pointed out to me earlier? The 2601?
What, the ugly... Oh, 2602, the Krauger one.
Yeah.
Kruger
Yeah.
class.
And I don't like the... I want to say West Country class. It's the one that has the... looks like again, like a long cardboard box. Which it hasn't got like streamlining, it's just air flowing stuff.
Air smoothing. You disliked a bullied light Pacific with the smooth casing on.
Yeah.
How is he my friend, people? How is he my friend of yours? Why am I doing a video with him? I know.
And I also don't like. Oh, it's at the National Rail Museum.
Is it? Oh, I know. It's the Mallard, isn't it?
No. I mean, I don't actually like that Russian loaded pilot. In fact, anything that isn't English, and this isn't me being racist, doesn't look nice. But you can say though that locomotives in Britain are unique to the rest of the world, because the rest of the world don't look like, they have like sticks out and really long weird funnels, whereas England has like the most variety, and the majority of them look nice. Just I don't like the foreign ones. I'm sorry, I just don't.
Like engines, the S160s, the S100s.
The bloody Yankee tank.
Oh, I love the Yankees.
Ow!
Oh, they're just amazing little tank engines. Amazing. When Richard Mansell came up with the edited design of that for the Southampton docks, oh my god, they are amazing engines.
What don't you like?
What don't I like? I said that.
Did you?
I haven't.
No,
No, I haven't. Everyone might moan at me for this, but I have to say the Hunslet Austerity.
Hunslet Austerity.
Austerity. Thing is, though,
Which was the Hunslet Austerity?
the 060 saddle tanks.
Oh yeah.
The thing is, though, they are amazing looking engines. But the thing is, though, there's so many in preservation. Everywhere you go, there is a Hunslet Austerity, a Hunslet Austerity, Hunslet Austerity.
What? And you just get bored of them?
It's just it's just boring. Yes, I love them. I love everything in Steam. But the thing is that I just can't get around why there's so many preserved.
Yeah.
And they're everywhere. And it just drives me up the wall half the time. There's about 70 preserved. And there's like 10 that are abroad and the rest are in the UK.
Right, I've got the Wikipedia page up. Yeah, 70 have survived into preservation.
It's just stupid.
There's like a whole list on Wikipedia.
You could have survived all them terriers.
Oh, Thomas at the Mid-Hants is an Austerity.
Yeah, it's a converted one, and Douglas. They converted a Hunslet Austerity and a Douglas into Douglas. You know the
Douglas?
060 Scottish engines?
Yeah, but they're tender engines though.
Yes, but they converted it into a tender
Oh,
engine.
that's odd. I guess Hunslet is the one that you can sacrifice though.
Yeah, there's so many of them.
It's Wikipedia's 15th birthday, everybody. Tell us what Wikipedia means to you.
Happy birthday, Wikipedia. Why are we learning about that? We're here to talk about trains.
Oh yeah, another one has been converted into Douglas.
Yeah. What's your best railway memory that you have?
I don't really know. When I went to Didcot, Thomas and Santa when I was young, that was nice. The feeling when I first joined the miniature railway I work at, Pinewood Miniature Railway, I say work at, volunteer at, that was nice, you know, when I first got there, because I was around 11 and I was young, and it was just like, I can finally fulfil my dream of being at a railway, and that was a nice memory. Driving my parents around was quite a big moment for me, but again, it's all like kind of weird, embarrassing, family cute-ish stuff. Shut up. But I just enjoy railways, I guess. My favourite railway journey was the rail tour I went on. The one that went disastrously wrong towards the end.
Oliver Cromwell.
I've got a poster of it up here somewhere. Cathedrals Express, Oliver Cromwell, Sunday the 28th of September, 2014? I think it was, it must have been 14. Yeah, it was my first rail tour, and it was a nice experience until it went disastrously wrong at the end. Which I will say in the next question.
Oh well. My best railway memory has to be, it happened last year, quite a recent event. It was the Bluebell Railway's Giants of Steam Gala in October last year. Such a great event. We hadn't had it for 5 years, because we, at one point, at the Bluebell, the only big engine we had in service was the U-Class. We had no other engines, and then recently we've had that went out of service, but we had the S15 come into service, the Q come into service, then the U-Class went out of service, and at its debut at the gala, Camelot came back, the Standard 5 came back into service for the gala, and we had 2 visiting engines. Both have been at the mid-hands. Cheltenham, who owns by the National Rail Museum, and that weekend, that was his last weekend, Bitton, who also turned up to the event. And Bitton's final weekend was meant to be spent on the mid-hands, but due to the Britannia class failing again, this one as Britannia, they all seem to fail, we ended up having Bitton instead for the final hurrah with the old girl.
Oh.
Not a great weekend, great to see her running there. First A4 we've ever had at the railway. Well, no, it wasn't the first A1 or like Pacific, LNER Pacific there, because we have had Tornado there twice.
Uh-huh.
So, Matthew, what's your worst railway memory, which we already don't know about?
Right, so this thing, the trip failed. We got into, we were late leaving, it was a tour to Canterbury, and on the way we were late leaving back because the level crossing gates wouldn't go back, wouldn't go down. Well, that's what they told us anyway, and so there was like a 20-minute delay for a technical malfunction. But we got out of the station and we got to Bromley South, and then we were supposed to be in there for like 0.4 of a femtosecond, but then we were we ended up being in there for what was it, like an hour and a half, and it was pitch black because it was like 8 or 9 at night, and we had no lighting in the carriages until some guy brought around these LED lamps things, which weren't very effective because the moment you tried to look anywhere near them, they'd blind you to death. But yeah, we were stuck in this damn carriage for an hour and a half because the lubricator on Cromwell had failed. And then the guy in our carriage decided to leave us. We were in a compartment. It was my dad and I and 2 other people. One of them decided to leave and catch a train onwards to get home. The other guy was, I don't know who he was, and I apologise if you all happen to be watching now and get offended by this, but he would not shut up. My dad tried to get to sleep twice and was constantly woken up by this guy talking about anything. I didn't even know what he was talking about. And we were just sat in here, and he was like, bless him for trying to make the situation better, but it was just annoying because he'd just talk about anything that came to his mind. He clearly, it was like, we could see the Waitrose logo outside the window. And he was like, oh, I know someone who works at Waitrose. He does this, and this is how big a fish has to be able to be sold. And I was like, I don't care. But eventually the train got going again, and we went into Clapham Junction, where we were then all booted off and got a free journey back on South West trains home. And when we were there, we met the guy who had left our carriage and given up, and he just wasted a load of money because he bought a ticket all the way home, and the rest of us got off free. But it was fun in the end. You know, we got home about 3 hours late, but that doesn't matter because we had to go really slowly into from Bromley south to Clapham. But it was good in the end, and I obviously survived. So
oh, that's a shame. What? My worst railway memory has got to be, it happened at the Midhants Railway. Well, actually, no, it was Spa Valley Railway. In April 2013, we went down there for a trip. We went up to Uckfield to get the mainline train down to Erridge, where they run into now.
Yeah.
We got to Erridge, we looked at the timetable, and then this guy came up to us and said, are you here for the steam trains running to Tunbridge Wells? And I said, yes. Well, sadly, they're not running into Erridge today because we the Ginty that they have there wasn't running that day. So they had to use the Polish tank. It's an 060 Polish tank engine called Spartan. And because the tanks were too wide, it couldn't run in because it was it could have ended up in a fake, like the trains colliding, going different ways.
I see.
With the mainline trains colliding with the Polish tank. So we had to go all the way back to Uckfield and then all the way to Tunbridge Wells. And the time we got to Tunbridge Wells, we could only do one trip of the line, and then we had to go home again. I was fuming that day because I've never went on that line since then. I want to go, hopefully this year. Hopefully there'll be a video about it.
Yeah.
That's if they have a steam engine running. At the moment they've got 2. I think it's 2 Huns at Austerities visiting. They're Huns at Austerities, and I don't like them that much.
We'll see.
We'll see.
So, are you a volunteer at any preservation society or miniature society?
Yes, I am at one preservation society of standard gauge, which is the Bluebell Railway, and I am also I say junior. I'm not really a junior member now, but at the Pinewood Miniature Railway.
Yeah, I'm at Pinewood Miniature Railway, so
Yeah.
that's how we met.
Yeah, that's how we met.
But I don't.
This is happening.
I don't live near any railways. The nearest train station from me is 20 minutes away, and it's mainline. Nearest heritage is Midhants, and that's about 45 minutes.
Same distance for me.
So it's like hard to get anywhere really.
Well,
So I can't really go weekly to anywhere.
I've got the Jockslade Miniature Railway just literally down the road. That's a little above ground one. It's a lovely line. I've driven there once because I was going to Pinewood one day thinking there was members running and it wasn't. So I ended up.
Oh, Jocks Lane, yeah, I've been there. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's a bit short, but it's nice.
I went there and I went to the Bracknell one, and one of the members from Pinewood with the 3.5-inch gauge county class, the black county class, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He was there and he invited me in and I got to have a drive around the track. He said, I don't get me wrong, but a raised track is fun, but I'm not a big fan of it. I prefer the downs on the ground level kind of stuff, the bigger ones. The 3.5-inch ones, you've got the scaled dials and you're going to not what that sounded, don't go So, who is your favourite locomotive designer and why?
Okay, we skipped one, haven't we?
No.
Here we have.
I'll go back to that.
Okay. Whoever designed the panniers, I don't actually know, that's really bad. Or Gresley. I know it's like a really stereotypical thing, but I really do like the Pacifics he did. Like, Flying Scotsman Mallard. I know it's like cliche, stereotypical. It's like, they're the famous ones. If you like them, you're seen as kind of amateur because, they're famous. But I do like them.
Did you like Mr. Peppercorn's design? Because he does Pacifics as well. He does like Tornado.
He does, or do you mean he did?
He does. He did. He's dead now, isn't he? He designed them engines. So what do you think about them? Because they're pretty much the same.
Yeah, LNER designs are just nice.
Nice.
And Great Westerns.
Yeah.
Not too big of a fan on LMS or Southern, though. Or if I had
Charles Collett, that's it. Charles Collett designed your panniers, I believe.
Oh yeah, I recognise the name.
Yeah. Well, my favourite designer has got to be Mr. Robert Riddles.
What a great name.
Oh, his name is Robert Riddles. He worked very closely with the LMS, but when BR needed some better engines, he pretty much got the LMS designs and upgraded them. So you got the BR standards come in. So you got the BR standard 2MTs, the tank engine, which was based on the Ivor tank. You got the Ivor tender engine.
Oh, is that why they look so similar?
Yeah,
I didn't actually know why that was the case.
Well, Henry Ivor designed the actual LMS versions.
Yeah.
But Riddles modified them. They're actually better and more modern. To say that.
That makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah, I know. And then you got the tank engines based on. Well, tank engines didn't really have a LMS counterpart. Well, you got the Fairburns, but they were bigger. They were huge.
LMS tank engines are like they're tenders with water tanks on. They're not really small and compact.
No.
Unless you count the Hornby 2011 Collectors Club model.
Yay! What do you think is the worst locomotive that's ever gone into preservation?
Q1.
There's no hesitation in that.
I know.
No hesitation. Mine's got to be. Everyone's going to kill me in this. Don't kill me, people. Don't kill me, people. It's got to be LNER A3 Pacific 4472, or as it is now, 60103, the Flying Scotsman. Because why do you build an engine and then pretty much rebuild it?
That is quite true.
£4.3 million to do a restoration on it.
And it's not even a restoration anymore, it's basically a rebuild.
Yeah. I don't know why they just didn't do a rebuild in the first place and just left that in a fucking museum. Excuse my language.
Yeah.
We're going to get sued for that.
I think we are. The channel's going to be shut down. We're going to get riots going, kill someone!
I'm sorry. I hold my hands up to that swearing. I'm sorry. Just ignore that. Right. Yeah.
Let's move on quickly. So, do you have a model railway? And if you do, what's it about?
Well, I have one main model railway, which is at my dad's. It's based on a preservation line. Well, it's more southern region, southeast area.
Preservation
kind of things.
Mm-hmm. Sharpsbridge, isn't it? Or is that the other one?
Yeah, Sharpsbridge is the name of it. It's got a Facebook page, so go and check it out.
Products placement salad.
Yeah, I've got many locomotives on it, mainly southern. But I have Great Western, LMS on there, BR engines, and I think I have an Irish engine as well.
Yeah.
I don't know why I have an Irish engine, but I've just had an Irish engine for a long, long time.
And what about the other one?
Oh, the other one, which is not on show at the moment. I was going to get it out and put it on my bed. It's just a basic board and layout with the standard Hornby mat under it.
Ah, I see.
And it's got, it's just really like a... It's like the Midland Railway, Butterley. It's got a small bit of track and locomotives like the Flying Scotsman. Not a Flying Scotsman. Tornado. I did have a Flying Scotsman, but I sold it because I broke it.
Plank.
Yeah, I know. I've got engines like I've got Castle, N15, London Transport Prairie, and I've got a pug as well. A lovely pug, which is an example preserved on the Keighley and Worth Valley Railway. If I pronounce that wrong, sorry to all them people that live up in that part of the country. What about yours, Matt?
Well, I've got my Agnot miniature railway. It's basically the Hornby thing, but I've added extra sidings and buildings and changed the layout slightly. It's a preservation railway because I just have a load of random locos on it. That's about it. Oh, and I'm also thinking of building a TT gauge layout because I was donated some TT gauge things.
So what have you got TT?
I've literally just got BR Lakecrest Ginty and a BR Lakecrest 09 diesel.
That's not bad.
And 2 coaches and a load of freight.
Yeah. That's nice. That's nice. Layout, what kind of locomotives in your main layout do you have?
Main locomotives on my layout. I've got Thomas. Good old Thomas, because that the train set I got, which started it was Thomas. I got start again. Flying Scotsman in LNR apple green. I got Mallard in BR blue. I've got Olson Hall and then a load of small locos like Prairie.
Well, I know you got Olson Hall because I was the one that gave it to you.
The viewers won't know that though.
Well, they might do if they watched your channel.
Yeah, but if you don't, go subscribe.
Well, nothing's going to happen on them channels anymore, are they, really?
Fair enough. Anyway, and then I got a load of Hornby Collectors Club stuff until they stopped giving them out for free, and they got the new flipping collectors. They got a new admin team, and ever since then Hornby's just gone downhill. But yeah, and then I've got a couple of Backman tanks, which Great Western. Yeah, what are your main locos? Oh wait, you said this already.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, I have locomotives which you can't actually buy off the shelf as well, but they're kits which I haven't finished because they're just painted. They're just on the site. But weird collection of locomotives I've got. Do you have a favourite mainline station if you ever have one? But
Probably. If it counts, the what's it called, the transfer shed at the end of Didcot Railway Centre. Other than that, I wouldn't really know.
oh, mine's got to be Erridge. I love Erridge because because the line branches off to the Spa Valley. And it's this nice single track along there. Nice single track through Erridge, and you've got steam railway right next to it. What more can you ask for? Modern steam, modern steam, modern steam. And for a while they run alongside each other, so you can get trains racing. Well, I don't think they do race, but. So, what do you think is the most ugliest engine ever designed?
Wait, hang on. I just realised the last question was mainline station.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Oh, it'd be Bramley Station. Sorry, it'd be Bramley Station. That station that I could see from my window in my first house.
Oh.
But just because of sentimental reasons.
Yeah. So, what is the most ugliest engine you've ever seen? Like of pictures of, preserved, or anything like that?
Ever would be a well, I wouldn't be able to tell you what class it was, but it was some German thing. I saw a picture of it and thought, ooh. If it was English, it'd be the Q1.
Yeah. Mine's got to be that Great Western 2602 class, also known as the Kroger class. I think that's an ugly thing. Oh, very ugly. It's like a City of Truro, pretty much, but extended with some extra bits added on. It's that there's a class of locomotive which I've forgotten the name on, which is it's a 260 twin frame, like the City of Truro, which is a twin frame engine, but there's 6 driving wheels and two at the front.
Yeah.
It's like that with a bigger boiler and some add-ons. It's ugly as hell, but well, all engines, you've got to love most engines anyway.
Yeah.
But that engine, that one's just special. I think I'm just going to go special. Do you know what? I'm going to go and buy myself a special engine. So, this is a question which I've just thought of and we don't have on our sheet. What is your favourite model that a model company is making or released before?
I don't know. To be honest, I just kind of see a model, and if I like it, I buy it. I don't really care who makes it, when it was made, as long as it runs well.
Yeah, I suppose that. I've got to say,
although I would really like anyone who makes a King class. I really want one of those.
Hornby and that.
Because I've got City of Truro, which, even though it's a Great Western tender, it's not one of the big,
no! It's not City of Truro.
Did I say City of Truro?
You did it again.
Oh my god, I keep doing this. I have Olson Hall, but it's, the Kings are bigger, and I just like the Kings, because they're big.
Yeah. Big, bulky, and
powerful.
Lord Nelson's better. What?
No.
Yes. My favourite model has got to be. Well, it's not a model released yet, but I'm looking forward to it. You don't like the design of it, but I'm looking forward to it because it's something different to add to a layout like my layout. It's probably the S160s in double O. I cannot wait for that to come out. I'm actually they're gonna be expensive, I know that. But I can't wait for them to come out because it's something different. It's heritage lines have them all the time. They're quite popular engines. But the thing is, though, not many people like them, but that's why I want one because it's different.
Yeah.
And if I have it, I can take it to railways and have it. Maybe there'll be a video in the future on this channel with it running around the track. Hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully. So, guys, if you have any more questions for us to answer in the next Q&A video that we might do, if we get enough.
Yeah.
But we would really like it, please. If you like and subscribe, well, like this video and subscribe to our channel and share this channel as much as you can.
Yeah, we want to be a bit different. You know, we're not just going to be the generic YouTube channel of train videos. We're going to spice it up a bit.
To it.
You
Yeah,
know, it's going to be good. We have plans.
because you don't get exclusive videos from the footplate, which I will be providing. Which everyone loves a good video from the footplate. And maybe if you see us around, mainly me, probably on the Bluebell, but if you see us around when we're filming, we will announce. We'll probably make a Facebook page, which will all love you to come and join.
Yeah, I mean, you probably won't see me because I don't
where
get
we're
out.
going, so you can meet up with us. And maybe in the future, other YouTubers on here.
Yeah.
If you would like to do a collab video with us, it will be great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for all of us watching our first video. And that's all from me.
That's all from me.
Well, good luck. Like and subscribe. Cheerio.
Other words.